So, I'm up early on this wonderful Sunday morning, and a video, for whatever reason, came across my feed of a little girl telling her mom that she was able to do something. And the mom laughed at her. No, you can't do that. Don't start with that crazy shit again. And the little girl said, yes, I can. I know I can. The mom goes, here we go with all this nonsense. You need to stop doing this and stop saying this crazy shit. Everybody already knows you're crazy, and they starting to look at me like I'm funny. A lot of us grew up in homes that were a lot like that mom, where they didn't understand us. They judged us. They laughed at us. And some of them didn't want us. Some of us put us in places where we were supposed to get fixed. Sometimes came out worse than what we were when we went in. I'm saying all that to say this. We know how that child feels. Some of us grew up with the most supportive and understanding and open parents. Some of us, unfortunately, did not. I want you, if you're a spiritual person, and if not, obviously this video isn't for you. If your child comes up to you and says, I can do this, or this is happening, or I can see this, or that's happening, listen. Choose love instead of hate. Choose to understand instead of laughing. Choose to listen instead of ignore. Choose to be present instead of sending away. Being raised in a generation where certain things were taboo or misunderstood, it changed me. And for some of you, it changed you. And there are days where I can only imagine what it would have been like to grow up in a home where my parents understood spirituality in the way that I represent it. Or to have friends that just genuinely understood. I ended up, as a teenager, so bitter and so angry, and I did some messed up stuff. I ended up fighting a long battle with addiction. I am now over 10 years sober. And I think about it all the time, how different it could have been to be understood, to be listened to. I'm not saying they didn't love me, because I know my parents loved me. They didn't understand, though. And they were taught in a way that made what I dealt with taboo. So instead of being afraid, try to understand. Us spiritual people, and by spiritual people I mean if you are a witch, a Wiccan, pagan, hoodoo, voodoo, anything of that nature, you already have the tools to understand that your child could be gifted, or just different, or just understand differently. But even if you are not any of those things, and you are part of a different structure or different background or different religion, please choose to listen to your child. Please choose to understand and at least try. Different doesn't always mean bad. Different doesn't mean evil. Different doesn't have to mean fear. Take a moment and talk to your kid. Understand it. Those of us who grew up that way in an environment where being understood wasn't a thing, we know what to give our children. We know what we need to be and how to be it. Someone said to me, you grow up to be the person you needed as a child. I have never believed that more than I do today. Blessed be y'all. And I just wanted to add this. I did not make this video to shame anybody, to point fingers at anybody. I made this video more to bring awareness that sometimes we are the reason for our children suffering. Sometimes it starts at home. And sometimes having that support at home gives your child the foundation he or she may need to start off life in a positive manner. I'm not shaming anybody. Don't take it that way. I'm just bringing awareness to the way things were for some of us and the teachings of ignorance some parents were taught. I got nothing but love for everybody. Please be respectful in the comments. If you choose to duet or stitch this video, please be respectful. That's all I ask.